You believe you are in control of your life. Every choice, every step, every thought, you think it's yours. But what if I told you that you are a puppet, and your strings are being pulled by an invisible master, a master you feed, you nurture, and you obey without question? That master is fear, and it has been making your decisions for you since the day you were born. The most chilling part? You've been taught to call this obedience wisdom or caution. Today, we sever those strings. Fear isn't just an emotion. It's the oldest and most powerful political system in the human mind. It governs your internal state, dictating what you can and cannot do. Society, from its largest institutions to its smallest family units, is built upon a foundation of controlled fear. Fear of punishment keeps you in line. Fear of scarcity makes you work. Fear of loneliness makes you conform. It is the perfect silent warden of a prison without walls. You don't see the bars because you carry them inside your own head. Every time you say, "Or what will people think?" you are reinforcing the cage, polishing the steel of your own confinement. This isn't about survival anymore. This is about control, and the one being controlled is you. Think about this. The safest path is often the one that leads to the deepest regret. Write this in the comments to claim it. I am the master of my mind, not its prisoner. Let's dive into the mechanism of this control. Psychologists call it threat sensitivity, a cognitive bias where your brain is wired to overestimate threats and underestimate your ability to handle them. It's an ancient survival mechanism that has been hijacked. Imagine a man who dreams of starting his own business. The fear of failure whispers in his ear, a vivid, cinematic horror story of bankruptcy, shame, and ruin. This isn't just a feeling, it's a calculated manipulation by his own mind. His brain isn't protecting him from a real tiger, it's protecting his ego from the possibility of being bruised. He chooses the safe path, a job he despises, and calls it being realistic. In reality, he has just signed a lifelong contract with his fear. He has traded a universe of possibilities for a padded cell. This is self-sabotage disguised as prudence. Fear doesn't just prevent failure, it prevents greatness. It ensures you die with your potential still locked inside you, a treasure buried in the graveyard of caution. The philosopher Niccolò Machiavelli, in his infamous work, The Prince, wrote, "It is much safer to be feared than loved." He was advising rulers on how to control the masses. But what if you have applied this principle to yourself? You have made fear the ruler of your own internal kingdom. You obey its decrees because you are terrified of the chaos that might ensue if you don't. You fear the unknown, you fear judgment, you fear the raw, untamed power that lies dormant within you. Machiavelli understood that fear is the ultimate tool of subjugation. When you let fear dictate your life, you become both the tyrant and the subject, the oppressor and the oppressed. You've chosen to be ruled by the most ruthless dictator imaginable, one that knows all your weaknesses because it lives inside you. True freedom begins when you decide that you would rather be loved by yourself than feared by your own mind. Now, affirm this power. Write in the comments, "My will is stronger than my fear." Consider this story. A young artist paints masterpieces in her attic, hidden from the world. Her work is breathtaking, a symphony of color and emotion that could touch millions, but she never shows them to anyone. Whenever she considers entering a gallery, a cold dread seizes her. The voices of critics, real and imagined, echo in her mind. "You're not good enough. Who do you think you are?" One day, an old friend visits her. He sees the paintings and is stunned into silence. He asks, "Why have you hidden this beauty from the world?" She replies with a tremor in her voice, "I'm afraid of what they'll say." The friend looks at her, not with pity, but with a chilling clarity. He says, "So, you would rather let these paintings die with you in silence than risk them being misunderstood? You are not protecting your art, You are strangling it. Your fear is a bigger critic than any person could ever be. In that moment, the artist doesn't see a friend. She sees a mirror reflecting a truth she has avoided for years. The attic isn't a studio, it's a tomb, and she is its willing gatekeeper. And here is the twist, the turn of the knife. You have been listening to this, perhaps nodding along, thinking of the fearful people you know. The co-worker who won't ask for a raise, the friend who stays in a bad relationship, but this story was never about them. It was about you. You are the artist in the attic. Your masterpiece is the life you are too afraid to live. Your unwritten book, your unspoken love, your abandoned dream. These are the paintings gathering dust. You've built a comfortable, logical prison around your potential and convinced yourself it's a sanctuary. Every excuse you make is a bar on the window. Every someday you utter is another lock on the door. You look at others and judge their cages, blind to the fact that you are holding the key to your own. The greatest trick fear ever played was convincing you it was someone else's problem. You are not an observer of this human condition, you are its primary subject. Take a moment and let that sink in. The cage was an illusion. Write this down to break it. I am not my fear. I am the power that overcomes it. So what now? There is no 5-step plan to conquer fear. There is no magic pill. That is the language of self-help, the very system that profits from your perceived weakness. The answer is not to destroy fear. You can't. It is a part of you. The goal is to demote it. Fear can be a passenger in your car, but it must never, ever be allowed to touch the steering wheel. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, reminded himself, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. He understood that fear is not a stop sign, it's a signpost. It points directly to what you need to do next. The thing you are most afraid of holds the key to your own liberation. The path to your purpose is paved with the very bricks of terror you've been avoiding. Stop running from it. Turn around and walk toward it. Let it wash over you. See it for what it is. Just a feeling, a ghost, a shadow with no substance. We end where we began. You stand at a crossroads. One path is lit, familiar and crowded with the ghosts of your past decisions. It is the path of safety, paved by fear. The other path is dark, uncertain, and you must walk it alone. It is the path of freedom. Machiavelli argued that men are ungrateful, fickle, liars and deceivers, driven by fear and greed. He was right, but he was describing the man who is a slave to his nature, not the one who has mastered it. The ultimate act of rebellion is not against a government or a society, but against the tyranny of your own biology. To act in spite of fear is to prove that you are more than just an animal seeking comfort. It is to claim your divinity. The next time fear whispers in your ear, listen closely. It's telling you exactly where you need to go. Don't let it be the master that decides your fate. Look it in the eye and say, "You do not control me." The life you truly want is on the other side of that single powerful decision. You don't find freedom, you create it. Thank you for joining this reflection. If these ideas resonated with you, subscribe and follow for more journeys into the depths of the human mind. Until next time.